The Star Wars Holiday Special. So bad, it's good. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's go back. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gen X Unfiltered, the podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Steve, Eric, how are you guys?
Very good.
Doing
Eric,
good.
Kelly, good to see
Doing
you guys.
good. Yeah, you guys good?
Good.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
Happy holidays.
Getting closer and
We're
closer
like-
to Christmas.
We're like mid-holiday season
That's
now, really,
We're
right?
getting
Like,
close.
But wait, when this goes up, is it? I don't know the schedule.
It'll
it
be
goes up on the
next week.
17th, I think.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay. Well,
this is right
happy.
in this is right in time for.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
about to say Halloween, but
Oh my
Christmas.
gosh. Happy almost holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
Merry
Yes,
Christmas.
enjoy it if you're celebrating. Whatever you're celebrating, hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Eric, you are the lucky fellow that gets to take the lead on this podcast.
Well, so you guys were the two unlucky people that I dragged into this.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea. That's, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have thought of this
So
one.
a
but-
couple weeks ago,
Really?
I said, "Hey, how do you guys like to watch the Star Wars Holiday Special?"
Did you
And
see my face?
I saw your face.
Kelly had no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah, she's like, "What are you talking about? It's the Holiday Special?" And
Yeah, no.
I was like, I've definitely heard of it. I've never seen it. But
Yeah.
I had
All
heard
right.
about it and its legends.
So before we get into it, full disclosure, I literally paid attention for about 5 minutes of this and then interjectedly
Yeah.
watched it.
from Star Wars fandom perspective, you're the least Star Wars fan in this room today.
Yeah.
Yes. But, Eric, why don't you give us a little backstory on this?
So for anybody who doesn't know what the Star Wars Holiday Special is, I've got a little synopsis here and some background. So the Star Wars Holiday Special was broadcast by CBS on November 17th, 1978. It was set in the universe of the sci-fi-based Star Wars media franchise. Directed by Steve Binder, it was the first Star Wars spin-off film set between the events of the original film and the then unreleased sequel, The Empire Strikes Back. It stars the main cast of the original Star Wars and introduces the character Boba Fett, who appeared in later films.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that was the first time we saw him, eh?
That was the first time Boba Fett showed up. So
Interesting.
basically, the whole purpose of this holiday special was to keep Star Wars top of mind.
Yeah.
In between the first movie, which came out in 1977, and the second movie, which came out in 1980.
But I feel like it might have just did
And so
it.
this came out in 1978. So right in that wheelhouse for early Gen Xers, I guess.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
born
for
in
sure.
'65, it's probably right in your wheelhouse.
Oh,
But I
100%, yeah.
I feel like it got attention for maybe not the reasons they hoped.
Oh yeah. I don't think this is how they wanted to be remembered in between movies.
There's a reason why this thing has,
Yeah.
they will put out anything with Star Wars on it. Anything Star Wars related has
Well-
been reproduced, remade, except for this thing.
Really quickly, you were telling me sort of a little bit about it, but I just lost my train of thought. Literally mid-sentence, I just lost my train of thought.
That's what the Star Wars Holiday
wait.
Special does to people.
Hold on. I got
Yeah,
it back.
yeah.
But you were telling me, at least, because Steve probably already knew, when we were trying to find this special or
Yeah.
movie or whatever the heck it's called, that it's actually really difficult to find.
It was for a long time before, the age of the internet and the
Yeah,
interwebs.
yeah.
It was not easy to find at all. You had to find someone who had taped it off a TV,
For like a bootleg version.
a
or
bootleg
something,
version
yeah.
of it. They're not very good quality, and go and watch it in some underground showing.
So
Yeah.
they've never
Because-
re-aired it. Or
No,
anything.
no, it was never re-aired, never released on any sort of VHS or DVD or a special release edition. Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. That tells you how
Yeah.
much they wanted this thing to go away. That
Yeah.
where you can get anything like Star
Yeah.
Wars. They'll put their Star Wars on anything.
Yeah.
Any piece of crap.
Well, can
For this thing,
I
no.
ask
Yeah.
another question?
Well, we watched it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. It wasn't actually that bad of a copy.
That actually surprised me the most was how good of quality. There's actually a channel that was called Star Wars Holiday Classic or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was shocked how good it was. I was expecting to be really someone had taken an old VHS and.
I was expecting a lot of video grain and scenes to be missing
but
and stuff.
It seemed
but
like somehow somebody got a master copy from a TV station or
Yeah.
something because it was actually really.
it had
good
commercial
quality.
blacks in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, another question. I know I asked these questions kind of when it first came on, when my interest was at a high. Very quickly waned
Your
to a
interest
low.
went boo, fell off the cliff real
Well,
quick.
I mean, if anybody's seen it, you know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was asking because I have this bad habit of asking really random questions.
Yeah.
That I just don't even know where they come from. But I was asking you about the guy that made the Star Wars, and I was
George
like,
Lucas.
Yeah.
The guy that made the Star
Yeah, that was
Wars.
the Star Wars.
Okay. His name is George Lucas.
Okay, George Lucas,
Yeah.
I was like, how could he have a part of this? Because, wouldn't he be embarrassed? But then, so kind of explain what you explained to me.
So basically, George Lucas, he came up with a very loose premise, which is he thought it'd be interesting to have a story of just like a Wookiee family, like Chewbacca's family.
Okay.
So for you, who's not so versed in Star Wars,
Yeah.
Chewbacca's the big dog.
Oh,
that
they're
hang-
dogs.
He's not. He's
Well,
not really a dog. He looks like a big.
German Shepherd
Yeah.
or something.
German
or
Yeah.
Shepherd. One of those like shaggy dogs.
That's true.
Yeah,
Like
he
a
looks like
Benji dog.
It's like a big shaggy dog on 2 feet. He hangs out
Okay.
with Han Solo. You know who Han Solo is, right?
I forget which
Harrison
actor that.
Ford.
Harrison Ford. Harrison
yeah.
Ford. Okay, so you're with me so far.
So far.
And so so George Lucas will be interested to show like just a Wookiee centric story. So he chose Chewbacca's family to start with. So he came up with a very loose premise of
Yeah.
let's have a story about the Wookiee family.
But he didn't execute it.
He didn't execute it.
Okay.
No.
So he gave kind of like the permission to do it.
Yeah, he didn't have time. He thought early on he was involved in some of like the concept
Yeah.
meetings, but he was busy making the second movie.
Yeah.
So he
Okay.
left it in the TV exec's hands and said, "This is my very loose concept of a Wookiee family. Go do what you want to do with
How
it."
pissed do you think he is?
Well, there's probably a reason why he
Yeah.
had like total control over that whole universe. Was
Yeah.
probably because of the one time he was like, "What could go wrong?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
He loosened the grip, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Okay, so I know you probably have a whole like rehash of plot points and stuff.
Yeah, so I think the plan is we're gonna talk about the scenes and then some little reaction to each of the scenes because it's a variety show, right? So the show is has the main story of like the Wookiee family,
Yes.
and then it's intertwined with different variety show elements.
So that's the thing, because it was like a variety show, it was a lot different. Like it was like a 70s variety show. You
Yeah.
had like singing and dancing and then like
Some comedy bits,
Okay.
if you can call them comedy
I was gonna
bits.
say that was
Can
supposed
I
to. Yeah.
ask a question though?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know that I talked about this before, but to bring it up to the audience, like, I just don't understand how like half of the movie was in like dog language and we
That-
didn't understand it.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
understand.
exactly where we're going to go for this first scene, right? So
Okay.
let me go through a brief synopsis for anybody who
Kelly's
hasn't seen
pulling
this.
Eric here, going ahead of the script.
No,
Yeah.
I was just asking about
No,
it.
it's all good. We're actually going to we're going to come
Did
back to
I-
that in a second.
Did I segue good?
You did actually. Very good. Okay, so for anybody who hasn't seen this yet, hasn't had the pleasure of seeing this,
Check it out. It's on
Here-
YouTube. Free to watch.
here's a brief synopsis. In the storyline that ties the special together, following the events of the original film, Chewbacca and Han Solo attempt to visit the Wookiee home planet of Kashyyyk. Didn't know it was actually called Kashyyyk. I watched the whole thing, and
Did they? Yeah.
that's the name of the home planet, to celebrate Life Day. So Life Day is, I guess, the Wookiee holiday, sort of Christmas-ish, I'll say. They give gifts.
Yeah, it was sort of a.
So
The family gets together and stuff.
Yeah.
it's dog Christmas.
It's dog. It's
They're, yeah.
for Kelly. We'll call it Dog Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they are pursued by agents of the Galactic Empire who are searching for members of the Rebel Alliance on the planet. The special introduces 3 members of Chewbacca's family: his father Itchy, his wife Mala, and his son Lumpy.
Itchy and lumpy.
Yeah. So the father's name is Itchy. The wife is Mala. Chewbacca's wife is Mala, and Chewbacca's son is named Lumpy.
Little
But
lumpy.
why does the mom have a cool name
Yeah.
and they're lumpy and itchy?
I don't know.
Itchy was kind of scary looking, the grandpa.
He was yeah.
kind of like he looked around like the Bottomless Snowman from the old Rudolph. Like
Yeah.
Wait.
He had a
animatronic.
massive underbite.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Is Matt, what's her name?
Mala?
Mala, is that Chewbacca's wife?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
Chewbacca's wife.
Oh, and Lumpy's his kid.
Yes, and then Itchy's his dad.
And Itchy's
Yeah.
his
Or
the grandpa.
Is his
Yeah.
dad or father-in-law? Like, they didn't really. I was kind of confused on that.
Yeah, I looked up. It says it's his father. So yeah, it doesn't
It is
really say
father.
if it's father or father-in-law. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but he's-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Chewie was the little kid.
No.
No, Chewbacca's the
Oy,
dad.
oy, oy.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, Chewbacca's the dad. He's hanging out with Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon at this point.
but they were because he wasn't there.
No.
because that's why the whole little like lumpy kid was the main character. That's why I thought it was
Exactly. So,
Chewbacca.
so the whole thing is Han Solo and Chewbacca are in the Millennium Falcon, their ship,
Yeah.
trying to get home for Life Day, right? But
Okay.
they're getting chased by the bad guys.
I missed a whole.
They're
Part
getting chased
of
by the
this.
bad guys,
That's
right?
the whole point. They're locking
Yeah.
down the airspace, and
And
no one
so-
can get to the planet.
So Chewbacca's family is nervously, like, anxiously waiting for him to come home.
But you got that all from them speaking dog language?
No. They explain that in the movie.
Yeah, so-
multiple
Oh, okay.
times. That's
Yeah.
the whole point is that they're shutting down the airspace, and no one can get into the planet. It's being monitored.
Yeah. So let me go through scene 1, which is
Okay,
basically
okay,
the setup for the
okay.
whole thing.
Wait, are we going through every scene
We sure are.
for real?
Yeah.
Stop
There's
it.
8 scenes.
Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah.
Okay.
But
All
the,
right.
it's a variety show. So the scenes are short.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
The
okay.
scenes are
Okay,
short.
fair enough. Go
So
ahead.
we're not going to make you watch the whole thing again. Don't worry.
Okay.
I could do worse. Okay, so scene 1. This is the setup. Han Solo and Chewbacca, we're good there, right?
Yeah.
Are chased by the Galactic Empire while they're trying to get Chewbacca home for the for Life Day. The scene cuts to Chewbacca's family preparing for the holiday. We see Mala in the kitchen trying to clean up, and Lumpy trying to help out, but unsuccessfully. He's kind of getting in the way more or less, right?
Yeah.
And so this is So the problem with this scene is exactly what you pointed to, which is we have this look into the Wookiee home life. But they're speaking in their own language. And it's hard to know what the hell's going on.
I mean, they have facial expressions and stuff, but like
you could tell because they were acting like it was like basically like pantomime.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole it felt like it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it actually was, but it felt like long. It was long.
that's when I tuned out.
Yeah.
And they didn't speak any English. They just speak like Chewbacca language, like grunts and groans.
And
it
goes on for a long time.
A really long time. Yeah. Like it was weird.
Yeah.
And it was not that exciting either. Like they were literally just like the mom was baking or cooking dinner, and like the kids running around trying to help, and
kind of getting in the way. And the grandpa was just sitting in like the chair and stuff.
And it was just really long.
Wasn't there a scene where one of them was walking on the railing?
That was later on. Yeah.
Later on, yeah.
Oh.
But interestingly, George Lucas, he's not totally clean of this. So Bruce Valanche was one of the writers. You might know Bruce Valanche from Hollywood Squares or other.
Yeah, he was like on.
Yeah.
He
Anyways,
on the Oscars or something like that.
Yeah, Oscar writer. So he was one of the writers on this variety show.
Yeah.
And thought that was problematic that they didn't have any subtitles. He thought subtitles were needed here to understand what was going on, to convey to the audience what was up.
Yeah.
So he went to George Lucas and said, hey, we need subtitles. George Lucas said, absolutely not. Have you not seen Star Wars? There's no subtitles when Chewbacca speaks.
Yeah, but they don't have 20-minute scenes of just the dog talking.
Usually you have like Han
human
Solo
as
responding to him or sort of reiterating what he just said or something like that.
George Lucas, not smart.
No,
that's where I tuned out.
Well, I mean, it was really long. It was just like it was just them, like at the house, like cooking and cleaning. Like there was nothing exciting happening. It was just like and it was long.
It was hard to get through that first scene. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I'm like, oh my god, is this the whole thing? Like,
So far, this thing's terrible and not entertaining.
Yeah. It was just like really, really weird.
But then he has that weird little TV that comes to life.
Yes, which is actually like scene 2.
Yeah.
Oh, we're already on scene 2.
That's what I mean. Like the scenes are fast because it's a variety show, right?
I don't remember how he got to the TV. I think the mom was like, "Get out of my face, Lumpy, and go keep busy." Or the grandpa, one of the two, were like, "Lumpy, go away."
Yeah.
And so they turned on the weird TV with that little dancer that came to life.
That's true. Not quite there yet.
No,
we'll get to the creepy dancer in a minute. The first thing Mala does, she goes to the TV, but she makes some phone calls. Video calls, I guess.
That's
so
right.
she's getting nervous.
Future,
She's getting nervous that Chewbacca's not home yet. She's making some calls to some friends.
Yeah.
So do you remember who she calls?
She calls the guy who loved his sister.
Luke Skywalker, that's right. The guy who kissed his sister. Good for you.
That's good
See?
memory.
I knew.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Nice little cameo by Mark Hamill.
Yeah. So this is the kind of the first clips we get of someone speaking like non-Wookiee language.
Yeah, actually speaking English.
Yeah. So she calls Mark Hamill on her video phone.
Yeah.
And he is fixing his X-Wing fighter with R2-D2. And him and R2 are having some banter back and forth because R2's breaking stuff.
Yeah, that's right. All that stuff he's going to start smoking and.
Yeah, exactly. And that's supposed to be comedy, I guess, because like, I don't know, that was kind of the whole scene. Like,
yeah, it was kind of supposed to be funny that like the other shit they're trying to fix is getting more broken or whatever. Yeah, it was supposed to be funny, which is just weird.
It was really weird.
It was just an excuse to have Mark Hamill show up.
I think that was exactly it.
This is literally the nerdiest thing I've ever been a part of. Like literally the nerdiest thing. I thought our original podcast on Star Wars was nerdy, but this is worse.
We are deep in Star Wars fandom right here. Like only I think the hardest of hardcore Star Wars fans have probably watched this thing.
Then I apologize if I'm not doing it justice.
No, it was definitely. I'm curious. I would love to know from like some hardcore if this is like they watch this every Christmas now.
There's
is it
no
like
way
a holiday
people watch
movie,
this.
or if this is just like this is the worst thing in the world, and I never want to see it again.
Oh yeah, exactly. So then after Luke Skywalker says, "I don't know where Chewbacca is. He's probably on the way soon. Don't worry." He makes a second phone call to a guy named, I forgot this guy's name, Saul Dan. It's played by Art Carney.
Yeah. He was like the weird like junk dealer.
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly.
You know, like a thrift store or something like that almost.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But why would he know where they are?
I don't know. I guess he's like a friend of the family or something.
Oh, okay.
But he's also kind of like a weird, or like he's supposed to be like kind of like a grifter, like like a sort of a criminal. Like he had a store and over that, but he was sort of like, on the take.
Exactly. Because like who's in the store with him is an Imperial officer.
That's right, yeah.
So when he's speaking to Molly, he's speaking in like, broken English, like
he's
code.
kind of talking like code to her, not sort of
like
saying what's really
basically
going
saying
on.
Like, Chewbacca's going to be home, but he can't say it out loud.
Yeah, because these people are looking for him and everyone else.
Exactly. So that was scene 2, basically. You get introduced to their family friend, and Luke Skywalker makes an appearance.
Yeah, because he makes a few appearances, the family friend.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill didn't.
That was the only time the sister lover.
Mark Hamill doesn't show up till the very end after that. Like
he came back?
They all come out to wish everyone a happy.
They all come back at the very end for a happy ending.
Yeah, that's right.
But that sounded wrong.
Yeah.
With his sister?
Whoa! So he didn't know that was his sister
That's
yet.
right.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's still weird. The writers knew.
It is weird. George Lucas did. I don't know what
right.
happened there. little bit of taboo
Anyway.
stuff going on in his movies.
Weird. Go
Yeah.
on.
So that was the end of scene 2, right?
Yeah.
So still, this thing is like painful to watch as hell.
Yeah, it didn't get.
It didn't get any better, even with Luke Hamill appearing. Mark Hamill appearing.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a question. Do you think it would have been more fun to like people watching this if they were inebriated?
Well,
Maybe
It might be.
Couldn't hurt, that's for sure.
Yeah.
have a little special cigarette. I don't know. If
Yeah.
it's legal, I'm just saying maybe it kind of would have made things a little bit more exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the 70s. They probably all were doing it.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyway, go on. Just random
So,
thoughts.
scene 3, we kind of get one of our first variety show elements.
Yes.
You ready for
TV
this?
guy, right?
Sorry?
The guy in the TV.
No, not yet.
Damn it.
You are in and out.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, exactly. So not yet. Mala gets a cooking lesson.
That's
Is
right.
the next scene. So Mala tries to prepare a meal, and she's watching an instructor on TV cook a meal,
Yes,
and the
that was-
instructor is Chef Goramanda, played by Harvey Korman.
Harvey Korman. That's right. He had like, and it had like 6 arms, and
Yeah.
he's also like in somewhat blackface,
A little bit.
It was,
The
like,
makeup's a
not-
little weird.
and he was also a woman, right?
That's not
Yeah.
very appropriate.
Yeah,
No, yeah, it was weird. Like not blackface, but like
yeah,
dark.
A little off.
Yeah. like,
yeah. It was a really, almost like a really lame alien Julia Childs like.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Impressive,
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, like 6 arms, which is supposed to be funny. Yeah. It was.
Yeah, and again, like I don't know if this thing needed a laugh track or something, but like I don't know when I was supposed to laugh there.
Yeah. It was just. Yeah. It was just not very good.
This wasn't
Yeah.
like live or anything, right?
No.
No. I'm
This
thinking
wasn't
it was,
live.
like,
They actually
live.
had time to like
Yeah.
edit and reshoot and
Okay, that's. I would rather if you said it was live because it would have excused a lot. But
No,
the
that's
fact
what I'm saying. The
that
fact that they had time to
edit-
watch
It
this
wasn't
and be
live
like,
at all.
no, this is what we wanted. This is great.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they probably really thought they did something.
I think
I mean-
I think they knew it was a piece of garbage.
Really?
Someone had to like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
They
mean,
were probably
obviously, it was
just-
in the 70s, obviously, a different time in terms of
Yeah.
entertainment and this and that. But so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, go on.
So scene 4, I think, is kind of one you've been waiting for. I call this "Grandpa Gets Off."
Yeah, that was so weird.
Yeah. So San, the Eric Carney character, he arrives at Chewbacca's family home with gifts for Life Day.
That's right.
He gives
So
Itchy,
generous.
it's very generous.
Yeah.
He gives Itchy, the grandpa, a VR fantasy program that projects a provocative video of Diane Carroll, who eventually sings a song called "This Minute Now."
Yeah, that was.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? So he puts on the VR headset, and then it's like,
Oh, it was that lady randomly in it singing? I remember
Yeah.
that.
yeah, she's kind of speaking like, "I am your fantasy, I'm your creation." It's
Yeah.
very weird.
It was
yeah.
really on. The grandpa was really like creepily into
Yeah.
it.
Maybe the people who
She tells him he's all like pent up and to relax, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, now we can have some fun," and it's like really, really weird.
maybe the people making this were smoking special cigarettes.
They might have
that
been.
wouldn't surprise me at
They
all.
might have been.
Or I don't know, but that like,
Yeah.
I just don't even understand.
I actually read a couple of critics' reviews, and one critic at the time said this looks like it was written by a bag of cocaine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
I know.
like
it makes
acid
no
or
coherent
something.
sense.
No.
It's just kind of all over the place.
Although one thing that was kind of hilarious is like it was a little extreme. Like, oh, maybe this is a really good idea for like the Apple Vision Pro and all this stuff because it's like literally it wasn't goggles, but it's like a whole
Yeah.
helmet.
It's a
he puts
helmet,
on,
yeah.
And he's watching like it's like a VR type thing.
I mean, they were
Yeah.
ahead of the times.
Yeah, it's like, and they had even one of the TVs there was like a flat screen.
Yeah,
When she's watching her cooking show, it has a little flat screen TV on this kitchen nightstand.
that's
or the kitchen
true.
stand. Like,
So
wow.
the tech was ahead of its time.
I'm like, this is where
Yeah.
people got to. Maybe this
Maybe-
is where
Yeah.
Steve Jobs and Apple
Yeah,
guys figured out
copied
to
it.
do this stuff.
I just thought that it was kind of a weird look into the family life that Grandpa could get off in the kitchen.
Well, it's just really weird that
Yeah.
because even the guy who gives it to him makes a joke about like being like, oh, this is a little like saucy.
Yeah.
I can't
He's
remember what
like,
he said
this is
now,
right up
but-
your alley.
Yeah, he kind of says like this is
In front of his daughter-in-law?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the daughter-in-law's right there in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't, like,
Had kid and the
there's
grandson's phone around too.
A
Yeah.
lot of weird things that these writers
Well,
are
just and
doing.
then it's obviously just an excuse to have a musical number, but it's just really, really weird.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was like the basic premise. Is
Yeah,
how,
that's-
how do we introduce Diane Carroll?
Yeah,
to
how
sing
do we
here?
get someone to sing here that's
Yeah.
famous without making them like be a part of the Star Wars universe?
Yeah.
yeah, it was really, really weird.
And that's kind of the whole over this whole show, the whole variety show. They tried to take a new spin on it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like here, we'll go to a shot of a stage with a singer.
Yeah.
They integrate the singers and the acts. in
Trying to
different
make it more like
technology.
futuristic and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. But it was just Very weird. Especially that one was really like just kind of weird, like creepy.
It was really creepy. It
Yeah.
gave me like weird vibes.
Yeah.
Did it give you the cringe while you were watching it?
It did. I'm
The
like,
whole thing did really.
Yeah.
It was just the whole thing. I mean, but
Yeah.
that was
So-
just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
is going on?
another terrible scene that wasn't like entertaining at all. Really.
Yeah. No, it's just really bizarre.
Yeah. Okay, so scene 5. So
We're already at 5.
We're at scene 5 of 8 right now, and this is another musical act. It's Jefferson Starship shows up.
Is that the TV guy?
No, Jefferson Starship, the band.
The band.
Can I just
Jefferson Starship.
Like, I don't know what happened. I must have been in a weird time portal because I swear I only paid attention for the first 10 minutes and I saw the TV, the weird guy dancing in out of the TV.
Yeah,
So-
that happened.
But I'm saying we haven't got there yet. So did I tune in, tune out, and then just tune back in when
Probably, yeah.
So which weird guy dancing on TV?
Like, no, when the little snatchy or
Itchy?
Lumpy goes and watches TV, and then it's like that thing, and he turns it on, and then that
Oh, the
weird
acrobats?
little,
Yeah.
That's actually really early on.
Yes, that's my point.
That's sort of the first variety element. I guess I kind of glazed over that.
And you kept saying it's not here yet.
But
and I
when
was
he's getting in the way of like
yeah,
his mom trying to clean that very first scene where they're
that's
talking
right.
in Wookiee language, the grandpa gets frustrated and
Yeah.
like puts that little like
Yeah.
viewer in front of him, and it's like it's like acrobats and stuff.
Yeah.
That technically was a variety show element.
Okay, see,
part
I
of the
knew I
show.
wasn't crazy,
Yeah.
and
No.
I knew I didn't pay attention for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like early on. The first
Okay.
like first
Yeah,
10
that was
minutes.
kind of like it was almost like a weird like Russian
That's what I
ballet or
thought.
like
Yeah.
gymnastics or like almost like Cirque du Soleil type
For
thing.
a second, I thought I had imagined it.
No.
No.
I was really confused with what scene you're talking about, but now I remember. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
that was,
no,
that
I
was really
forgot
on.
now because that's right. Yeah, I forgot it was right at the very beginning that happened because
Okay, good.
Yeah.
little kids being annoying. So Grandpa's like, "Here, go watch TV." Basically,
Then I didn't have a fever dream.
And that's their no.
This whole thing felt like a fever dream, to be honest. I'm like, what did I watch?
I'm
But-
not gonna lie. Before you get to the next point, like again, I was in the room while the movie was on the whole time, but
Yeah.
I was on TikTok half the time.
And how? Sorry, go ahead.
Hold on. And my whole thing is like, how long was this actual movie? Because
That's what I
I
was
felt
about to
like
say.
I was.
It's like an hour and a
It's like an
half.
hour and change.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Because I felt like I was there for 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was over an hour. It was like
Yeah.
an hour and 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, originally they wanted it to be an hour, but I guess CBS executives wanted to. They sold so much advertising space
They
for
want to
it.
milk
my
They
it.
made,
God.
they had to make it an hour and a half.
Well, because Star Wars was like a movie that just completely blew,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. They
and that's
saw-
hilarious, like, because the movie was like, holy shit, it was this whole like cultural thing.
Yeah, big
So
phenomenon.
I get they want to like capitalize on it. It's like,
Yeah.
this is what they came out with.
I know.
Yeah.
Really?
But I mean, it probably.
this hunk of crap.
this is what happens when the TV executives
Eric,
get involved.
do you
Yeah.
happen to? You probably don't. You're gonna get mad at me for asking. But
Okay.
do you happen to have the stats on how many people tuned into this when it came on?
It actually did all right. It was.
Well, that's what my point is. I figure it would have had huge.
it was.
like,
It was ranked number 3 when
Yeah.
in the ratings when it came out.
before people
Wow.
watched it. They're
Yeah.
like holiday special Star Wars. This is amazing.
I don't have all the detail. I heard like after the first half hour or something, the viewership dropped off heavy. But like
yeah.
overall, it was like rated pretty well for that night.
Oh, I imagine that's what I mean.
Oh, I
because the
imagine, yeah.
fans are
Because
like,
of Star Wars, people tune in right away, but
yeah.
seeing like 15 minutes of like Chewbacca's wife cooking and not speaking English, we're like, pass.
Yeah, I'm over this.
All right. Okay. So what's the next scene?
So scene 5, this is where Jefferson Starship shows up. So
Jefferson Starship.
there's a whole setup. You can't just go right into Jefferson Starship, right?
Who is Jefferson Starship?
They're a rock band
They used
from
to be-
like the 70s.
What
Yeah.
song do they sing?
White Rabbit?
Well, that was Jefferson Airplane.
Airplane, sorry.
Jefferson Starship said, nothing's going to stop us now. We built the city on rock and roll.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that song.
Oh, yeah, Jefferson Starship, yeah. But they were Jefferson Airplane originally.
Yeah.
They're
like a psychedelic rock band.
Yeah.
And they transitioned slowly into corporate rock.
Yeah, they wrote the things on the mannequin.
I don't know that.
Nothing's going to stop us now. And if we build this
Can
world
you
around us.
sing a line from that song that I just said I knew? Because I can't think of it, but I know it.
What, we built this city
Yeah.
on rock? We built this
The
city on rock and roll.
Okay.
Woo!
I
Okay.
think you
Sorry, I
definitely know
harmonized
the
there.
mannequin song.
Yeah.
Also a great movie.
Yeah, exactly. So Jefferson Starship makes an appearance. And here's the setup for the scene.
I'm ready.
Ready? Here we go.
Yes.
So Lumpy hears a ship land.
That's
oh,
right,
that
yeah.
Yes.
that lumpy.
I know. Believing it to be chewing at Han, he rushes to the door only to be greeted by Imperial stormtroopers instead. So he thinks it's his dad at the front door, but it's not.
That's right. I forgot the
it's the
stormtroopers
bad.
show
It's
up.
the bad guys.
Are they the white?
Yeah, they're the
They're
guys,
the guys
in
in
the white plastic suits.
white
yeah.
plastic suits?
I didn't think that they were around, but oh no, I remember them from the movies
Yeah.
I watched.
They were
No,
there
no.
looking for Chewbacca and stuff.
Exactly. The troopers search the house looking for Chewbacca, and in an attempt to distract the soldiers, Son plays a Jefferson Starship hologram on Mala's music box.
Did it distract them? What the hell?
I don't know.
Anything's going to be distracted by Jefferson Starship.
It did distract the one guy. He was watching with Lumpy.
Was he
Yeah.
dancing?
He was kind of bopping a little bit.
In the plastic white outfit, he was bopping.
Well, there was
there was
an officer.
Yeah.
Who was in more of like an officer uniform.
Yeah.
Not in armor.
So he was like the sergeant of the military.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the stormtroopers, they wear that white armor.
Yeah.
And the officers are dressed in more traditional military.
They really
Oh,
look like
okay.
Nazis. I forgot about how much they do. But
Yeah.
it's in their
Actually-
outfit.
I think that was the whole. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they're
idea.
going for that. Like, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a little inappropriate, I feel.
Well, the Nazis are the ultimate bad guys, really.
Yeah.
Well, I know, true, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, that just
Yeah.
seems weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told him, it was just, again, another random excuse to have a super mega group like Jefferson Starship.
And I never heard the song before.
No.
I've never heard it
was-
since, to be
It was a
honest.
terrible song, too.
Yeah.
Do you
Did
remember
they-
the name of it?
Did they
I don't know. I don't remember the
forget
name of
what it
it.
was.
did they
called
write
now.
it just for this special?
Oh, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
probably their next big single is the way to kick off their, it's
Anyway,
probably a way
it
to get
doesn't.
their big single off.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the fact of the name of the song really doesn't make or break anything to do with this movie.
No. So even Jefferson Starship can't save the special right now.
No.
I thought
No.
it could. I was like, I had high hopes when I knew they were going to be in there, but
Yeah.
No.
So the scene also has the first appearance of Boba Fett, and basically what happens is after Jefferson Starship is done, the troops continue searching the house for Chewie, and Lumpy watches a cartoon of his dad on his viewfinder.
That's
which is
right.
actually looks like the old school viewfinder.
Yeah.
I loved those.
Yeah,
the
as a
little
kid,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
and you get the little
yeah, it'd be
things.
like a circle on each one. Would
Oh
be
my!
like
I used to watch those all the time. I had a Smurf one, like a Smurf reel. I had a strawberry shortcake
Yeah.
one. I had like anyway.
I had
yeah.
them, but I don't remember which ones I had. I definitely remember having the plastic
was red.
clicker. Yeah, they're all red with like a
Yeah.
yellow thing on it. But
Those
I don't
were
remember
the
which. I don't remember
shit.
which wheels I had to go in it, but
They were the best back
I
in
had
the
a
day.
bunch
Like
of them,
we didn't
yeah.
have iPads, but we had viewfinders.
how
And there
times
was-
have changed.
Yeah.
eh?
And there was like maybe 10 slides
Yeah,
on it,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
like I would watch it over and over and over.
Yeah,
and over
they
and over
pop the
again.
next one in. And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't know if it happened to you guys, but you click the button and the slide wouldn't load up properly.
Yeah.
It'd be like in between slides.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like stuck or
Wow,
something. Yeah.
I just
I have
got
to call up viewfinder tech support.
Yeah.
I just got taken back way in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot those things were.
What happened there?
No, I just
I
want
was
to
just trying to be dramatic.
Oh, gross!
I
It's
had
on your
to-
face.
I had to stop for a second. I had to cough. So now they're being all dramatic about it.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
All right, so Lumpy's watching. Is it Lump?
Yeah, it was lumpy.
Yeah,
right?
Lumpy. Sorry, Lumpy's watching his dad on this viewfinder in this
Yeah.
cartoon, and the cartoon basically has like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo.
Yeah.
and they're fighting some like I don't know. The cartoon was not really like super coherent, to be honest.
No.
I mean,
no.
are you shocked?
No, they're getting some sort of like an orb that gives them like a disease that,
Yeah, it
that
was
affects,
weird.
affects humans. So
Yeah.
Chewbacca has to like find the cure and save them. And Boba Fett's they thought was their friend, but he's not their friend.
Yeah, he takes them where they think they get
yeah.
the cure.
Can I
Okay,
ask a question?
go ahead.
Is Boba Fett? I always think of like Bobo Tea when I think of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But is he like the slug guy?
No, he is a bounty hunter. He wears a
Yeah.
helmet. He's
What's the slug? I always think this-
Jabba the
Jabba
Hutt.
the
I
Hutt.
always think that. So Boba Tea is a person.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I always think he's the slug guy.
No, that's
No.
Jabba the Hutt.
That's Jabba the Hutt. Boba
Damn.
Fett, not Boba Tea.
Yeah.
That's how I remember Boba Tea. Anyway,
Boba Fett's a bounty hunter who's
Yeah.
like plays a big part in Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And he's first introduced in this cartoon.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the first time they see him, but
Yeah.
smart way to introduce him. So when he shows up in the movie, you're like, that's the guy from the Christmas special.
that we all hated.
Yeah, he's the one that double crossed.
Yeah. He
Chewbacca.
double crossed Chewbacca them in
Yeah.
that cartoon.
He tried to serve him up to the Emperor or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the-
So for some people, that cartoon's the highlight of this whole thing. I don't know. It didn't do a whole lot for me personally.
No, but I could see, I guess, if you're new, because even the cartoon, like, it was kind of weirdly drawn and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, it
But
was,
it's a new character unlocked.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That if
Yeah.
at the time you're like, oh my god, like, who is this Boba Fett?
Yeah, because he at the end of the cartoon, he like flies away once he's been found out to be a bad
Yeah.
guy. He's like, "We'll meet again." Ha ha ha.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. Oh my god,
Who is this guy? Yeah,
we're gonna see him in the next movie.
yeah. But anyways, for me, like, still not digging this. Not digging this special.
I
No,
don't
I mean
rem-
it's hard to watch it now. From I guess watching it live on TV might have been a lot different.
No,
but,
I feel like it still would have, people would have been like, okay, so this is my thing. Like the first movie came out and like it was crazy, amazing. It was like ahead of its time, yada, yada,
Yeah.
yada. And then you put on this thing that looks like literal 4-year-olds did.
no, that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is that you have this like cutting edge,
Yeah.
the technology
No.
of
Yeah.
it, the story, just the idea of it, so like ahead of its time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then to keep people like satiated and keep the fans going, hungry for more.
yeah.
This is what they got.
Look, it's like,
Jefferson Starship.
it's like 46 years later and we're talking about it.
It's got a cult following.
We're one of the few. No, it's definitely it's definitely a cult following.
I'm not
thing.
because I like it, but we're talking about it.
Okay, we're on the home stretch now.
Okay, sorry.
Are you ready for?
We derailed Eric.
Yeah.
I'm not derailed. Well, I'm always derailed.
Eric gets a little stressed if and it's fine. It's just how we are. He gets a little stressed if it gets too far off the track.
I don't know where you're going half the time.
I know. He gets very anxious. Like his butt cheeks are clenched. He's like, oh damn.
I'm fully clenched.
All right, Eric, back
Are you
on
ready?
track.
Are you ready for scene 6?
No,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Well, what are you talking about then?
I don't know. Go ahead.
See, we're going down to scene 6.
Eesh.
Okay, so scene 6 is Lumpy's imposter device. So Lumpy makes a device that mimics Imperial commands.
That's right. That was pretty fancy of him.
Yeah.
How old is Lumpy?
Who knows?
Like a teenager?
How
I
about
feel like
that?
he can't be a teenager.
no,
'cause,
I
like,
assume he's been like 9 or 10.
if he
Yeah.
was like
I guess.
annoying his mom like that, like
Yeah, I'm guessing he was like
Yeah.
8 or 9.
because if he
10.
was a teenager, he'd be in his room like avoiding his mom.
Yeah.
So the scene's pretty short and actually kind of forgettable, right? Because before while he's building the device, he watches this instruction manual.
Yeah.
And it's Harvey Korman. It's like a video instruction.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Harvey Korman playing this like this wacky robot that's instructing him on how to build this device.
Yeah.
And I
that's
really
right.
barely remember because I'm like, I don't think it was that good at all, to be honest.
No, I'm trying to think
Like-
of it now, talking about it. But I remember him building because it had the commands, and then they find it, and they like,
I remember feeling bad for Harvey Korman because he was hilarious on like a Carol Burnett show.
and
And then he shows up here and it's like, what happened?
Yeah, yeah. This was
Yeah.
the role was not
Yeah.
not well written or
Yeah.
not very good.
So anyways, the whole point of the scene is we see Harvey Korman show up in a variety show segment again, and
Yeah.
Lumpy builds his device that's going to get rid of these troopers.
That's right. Good plan, but
Yeah.
poor little Lumpy.
Like, are the troopers there like holding them hostage? Like,
They're searching for rebel sympathizers.
yeah,
but they live in a tiny
Rebel
treehouse.
Alliance
Where are
members.
they hiding?
Sorry?
Like, they live in a tiny treehouse. Where are they hiding?
They got to do a thorough
That's-
search, I
yeah,
guess.
well, they never found where they had that secret screen where they could talk to
No.
people. That's where they were trying to hide that, so they
Yeah.
couldn't
But were they
find it.
being mean to like Lumpy and
Oh, yeah.
Itchy?
They destroyed Lumpy's room.
Yeah, remember they trashed his room.
No,
trashed
I
his
don't
room.
remember. But that's mean.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Did he cry?
Well, he was upset about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty bummed.
Did Mala get all mom mode?
She tried to step in, but what's Saul or Son, whatever his name
Yeah.
was, he stepped in and kind of calmed her down. It's like,
That's right. Let him just.
let them just do their thing.
And what was
Yeah.
Itchy doing? Just standing there watching?
Itchy was whacking off in the living room
Yeah, he was
watching his
he was
video.
watching that video again. Yeah,
So weird. I mean, you're probably not wrong because it's weird.
Yeah.
yeah. That was it's very very strange.
Yeah. Obviously, this was on, network television, so you don't actually see any whacking off.
Well, no. Yeah.
But he
It's
wasn't- that
clearly
wasn't-
not.
That wasn't really what was implied, was it?
It wasn't implied.
Well, it was-
loosely. I'll say loosely implied.
Ew.
Yeah, it
He
was,
wa- he was,
implied that, hey, here's a sexy lady to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, your son's missing and there's like rebel people in your house.
No one said Itchy was a good dad.
Yeah.
Or
He's old. He
grandpa.
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
care.
old. Yeah,
He
exactly.
knew his son would be fine.
Okay. So if you thought this especially was bad, scene 7 shows up, and guess who arrives? B. Arthur.
That's right. I was surprised to see her show. I'm like, oh god, they got everybody.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
remember her. She sang, didn't she?
She did.
She was the bartender.
Wait, question. I may be getting too ahead of myself. So, does the sister show up in this at all ever?
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yes.
At
Yes.
the end, because it's the big
Yes.
grand finale of Princess Leia. Anyway, go ahead.
You have some problems with Princess
I
Leia.
just think her character's overrated. But
Okay.
And she might have already shown up by this point, I think, right?
She did have a brief appearance early on.
yeah,
You're right.
They
You're
called
right.
her.
I think they called her too, and like
Yeah,
she was with C-3PO.
Yeah.
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 You're right. You're right. I forgot about that part.
But yeah, so she got called, like they did say Mark Hamill, whatever Chewbacca's wife called her as well to see if they
Mala.
knew her. If Mala called to see
Mala.
if they knew where Chewbacca
yeah,
was.
when she was making her rounds.
That's right.
Do you know where my husband is? Do you know where my husband is?
Yeah,
all
exactly.
right, what's
Yeah.
up with scene 7?
You sound
I
so.
can't. That was hilarious that B. Arthur showed up.
I
She was
know.
like everywhere though back then, like singing.
Well,
And
she was
stuff.
she was
She
a
was
big
Maude at
star,
this
yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
So
no,
Maude
she
was a big show.
Yeah, like she was a she was a
She's
celebrity.
hilarious.
Yeah.
She was like my favorite on Golden Girls.
She was good, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, okay, B. Arthur shows up. Maybe there's some hope for this thing, right?
Yeah.
So here's how scene 7 plays out. It starts off in the treehouse. We'll call it the treehouse.
Yeah.
The wiki treehouse. And a video comes on over their screen. And basically it's like an Imperial trooper saying there's a curfew. And they're imposing it on the whole planet.
That's right.
While they're searching
yeah.
for these like rebel sympathizers.
That's right. I forgot the curfew.
Exactly. So then that same video, they cut to the bar. And that same video is being played.
That's right.
And
yeah.
this bar is run by B. Arthur.
I remember that she was in the bar singing.
Exactly.
So eventually, but she's trying to kick everyone out because of the
Yeah.
curfew.
Exactly. But who can't she kick out? Harvey Korman.
That's right. Harvey Korman's there as like, I don't know what he's supposed to be. Remember he had like a weird like volcano head?
He's an alien with a volcano.
Yeah, and like pours a drink through the top of his head.
Exactly.
That's how he drinks his beer. Where he's like, "Whoa, this is funny, everybody."
Wuzzle, wuzzle, look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's the comedy in this special, right? It's like, we'll have him drinking in a hole in his head and people will laugh, right?
That was it. It's like, what the hell is this?
He's also infatuated with B. Arthur and keeps hitting on her.
Yeah. Can you blame him? It's Maud.
Exactly. That's the salt and pepper hair. Oh, my God.
She, like, always, how old would she have been then?
I don't know.
Probably our age.
Probably in her 40s?
Yeah.
At that time?
Yeah.
But she looked like she was 60. I don't understand.
Everyone looks, it's always, they say that there's a thing that you always look at, when you look back like that, everyone looks old just because the way they dress and the style and stuff like that. But
exactly. So this turns into a song and dance number when B. Arthur
thank God for that.
tries to get everyone out of the bar. They won't. So she sings a song about leaving the bar.
Yes.
Closing time.
Yeah.
Not that song.
Not that song. It's something about Last Call.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very good song, very memorable.
No, I remember she said call or whatever that was. There was one word she kept saying over and over again because it just kept rhyming with itself.
Yeah.
So this is brutal.
I know. So I felt really bad, but comedy heavyweights like B. Arthur and Harvey Korman together in a scene don't work.
No.
I'm like, how can they screw up this? Like,
yeah, it was just really weird.
Yeah.
Because he was like obsessed. Remember, he wouldn't leave. Like he was passed out in the bar half the time and stuff. And
yeah, especially in the bar. And then I think the whole kicker in this scene was she said something to him that he took like to heart.
Yeah.
And then she said it to like another patron when he was leaving, and he's like, "Oh, she says it to everybody."
Yeah, she was like,
"I wasn't special."
Yeah, it came. Yeah. Basically, it's like, duh, no bartenders. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
He's the guy that goes to the strip club. She likes me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that meme, like waitress does her job, and the guy thinks, "Is this love?"
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And then he's like, "Wait, she just did the same thing to this guy beside me."
Yeah.
You guys have talked for 3 minutes on the love story between B. Arthur and this guy.
It was very lots going on there.
Yeah, it was pretty deep.
Waiting for a torn love scene.
I was waiting for them to put on their lumpy helmets and like go to town.
Ew.
Or itchy helmets, sorry. Yeah.
Anyways,
so I don't know. So yeah,
so weird.
I think that scene had promise with like B. Arthur and Harvey Korman together, but it just didn't play out.
They even had like the little band playing that kind of like the same song.
Oh
little whatever that Tatooine.
The Mos Eisley Cantina song.
Yeah, the Cantina song. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like yeah, but just brutal.
I think at this point you had totally like tuned out.
Well, no, I don't remember any of the stuff after the acrobats and the TV until
which was like in the first like 20 minutes
until B. Arthur. I remember that scene. I don't remember it all details like you guys have, but I remember her singing.
I can't. Okay. I'll never forget it.
And then I blacked out again.
I think I'm going to add this to my Christmas watch list.
You really should.
Ew.
Oh my God. At your Christmas party, please have us playing in the background.
No. Can we go into the next scene?
So, lucky for you, this is the last scene.
Oh, darn. So sad.
We are coming into the grand finale. I know you're really upset.
I am. I actually really have to use the washroom.
If you think they couldn't top B. Arthur, you're wrong.
Do you want to take a pause?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so the grand finale, like Steve said, if you thought they could top B. Arthur, here we go.
Just when you think it's over, it's like,
pow. Okay, so remember Lumpy's device that he created to like distract the guards or trick them? He uses the device, which puts a call out to the troops to return to base. It just says over and over again, return to base, return to base.
That's
and the troops think this is actually a real authorized call for them.
The stormtroopers are like, we gotta go.
And so they go back to their base. Yeah. So all the troops leave Lumpy's house except for one who stays back. The trooper finds Lumpy's device and destroys it, he chases Lumpy outside. So Lumpy's in trouble right now. He's getting chased by that one trooper who stayed behind.
He's like 8 years old.
Exactly.
They don't care.
But what happens when Lumpy goes outside? Who's there?
That's right.
Han and Chewie just arrive, just in the nick of time.
I remember that.
That's right.
Yep. And so Chewie steps in the way and saves Lumpy from the trooper, and then Han kills the trooper.
So they throw him off
He throws him off
That's so violent.
Yeah.
They throw him off the tree.
They make it look more accidental than anything else.
Yeah.
It's not like a vicious, like, he doesn't get shot or pushed. It's more like accidentally falls off over the railing.
That's right, because in case we didn't mention it looks like the way they show Chewbacca's house, they live in like a giant like redwood tree or something, like hundreds of feet off the ground.
It's a tree house.
It's like a big tree house, yeah.
Exactly. So Han and Chewie have made it home for Life Day just in time. They save Lumpy from the stormtrooper.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did find it ironic that they live in a tree house that has all this technology.
That's
like they have all this crazy technology, but they live in a
that's a weird
tree
contrast,
house.
huh?
Yeah, it was that's strange.
Literally the end of the movie right there?
Not quite. That's...
Close, yeah.
We're closing on the end here.
But the whole point was the whole movie they were worried about Chewbacca
well,
showing
no, I
up.
get that. Yeah.
And
shows up, saves his son.
And now they can celebrate.
There, that's right.
What's it called, Kelly? Life Day. Of course
right.
you remember.
It was a Life Day miracle.
Yeah, exactly.
Does Han Solo live with them?
No.
Remember, he comes in and then
him and Chewbacca are like best friends.
Yeah.
Aww. dog's best friend.
That's right.
Man's best
He comes
friend.
in, just says goodbye, hi to everyone, tells them how she cares about them, and then says,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
He
So
probably
then
had to go find some ladies.
Probably.
it's not really explained very well what happens next, but basically, like, Chewbacca and his family hold up these glowing orbs, and then they get transported to the thing called the Tree of Life.
Yeah, it was really weird. And then
Yeah.
they're all like just walking like...
They're just walking towards this tree.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not explained what's happening at all, really, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I feel like I may have
And I only
actually-
know this from looking it up.
I
I
forgot, but I remember that then all of a sudden they have those orbs, and then all of a sudden they're all walking with them like up this like ramp.
I feel
Exactly.
like I
I
may
think they're
have.
going to see the Wizard of Oz or something.
Exactly.
I feel like I may have actually left the room at this point because I
Mentally, you were gone.
Yeah.
Mentally,
No,
you were
but
long
like
gone.
physically, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe you were just like, screw this, I'm
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Because I don't remember that at
No
all.
more B. Arthur, I'm out.
Yeah, but who's at the Tree of Life waiting? The whole gang, including your friend Princess Leia.
That's right, they're all there.
Exactly.
How they got there, who knows?
No. So Princess gives an inspirational speech about the importance of Life Day and why,
Oh, I forgot, that's right. She does like her little,
and then breaks into song.
as being a princess, she's got to make her
sings?
speech.
She sings.
Good.
She actually was not a bad singer.
She wasn't as bad as I thought she was going to be honest.
Yeah.
And it didn't sound like terribly auto-tuned, so that was probably all
No,
her.
well, back then, autotune was probably not yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not really a thing.
Yeah, it was all talent. All Leia.
And that's
Yeah.
it. That's the end.
So while she's singing, of course, here's an opportunity to show some clips from the Star Wars movies.
That's
so
right,
It's
they-
kind of like Chewbacca's perspective. He's having memories of his adventures during the first Star
That's
Wars
right,
movie.
I forgot they actually had some clips of it, yeah.
Yeah, so they saw them running around and like, oh, I guess that's like a nod to the fans. Like, here's some stuff you might actually want to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Clips from the movie.
Please stay.
Yeah, exactly. And so after that, what happens? After that, it's basically kind of wraps up after that. Chewbacca, they go back to Chewbacca's home where his families all kind of bow their head and they're very solemn in their end of life day celebration.
That's right, they're at the table.
why are they
right?
sad?
Maybe sad's not the wrong word
Weren't they
for
like
it.
saying grace or
I
something
think
like that?
yeah, kind of in
They were like
prayer.
they were at like a table. Weren't they like having dinner or something
They
like
have-
that?
yeah, they kind of all bow their heads.
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought they were
Eric,
like praying or
You
something
literally
like
just made it sound like they were at a funeral. And Steve's like, no, they were praying.
It was
saying grace.
honestly, it felt like a funeral.
yeah.
After watching that
Something
thing,
died
it felt
something
like a
died
funeral.
after watching
Yeah,
it, yeah.
exactly.
Is that actually it now?
That is how this whole thing ends.
Okay.
Exactly. So that was 1.5 hours of your life that you watched. You spent watching this thing.
It was fun to watch because I've heard about it a few times,
Yeah.
but never really thought about it. When you mentioned like, oh, that'd be a great idea
Yeah.
to watch it just
I
to see what
tried.
it's like.
I tried.
So I'm glad I watched it to say I watched it, but I'm going to be honest, I will never watch this again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe it's
I
one
was-
of those things, if you rewatch it, it'll make more sense.
Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. I was really
yeah.
hoping it would be like, one of those movies where it's so bad it's good.
Kind of
it-
like The Room or something.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
The Room.
Yeah.
I
I know.
just-
That's kind of what I was expecting too. Maybe where it's like it's so bad it's good,
Can
but it's
I-
like it's not even that.
Can I
No.
just make an
bad.
observation? Being in the room for the majority of the movie while you guys are watching this,
Yes.
is like I couldn't tell based on you guys watching what the vibe was, because normally if it's a movie that's so bad that it's good, like you're laughing.
Yeah.
But like you guys literally never laughed or spoke.
No.
You were all just kind of
I
like,
think it was an odd how
huh?
It
terrible
was
it
just
was.
like, yeah.
is this really what's happening?
It was
Yeah.
just, it was just one of those things. Just like, what is going on here?
I will never, ever, ever watch that again. Ever. Ever.
No.
I definitely don't plan on it. Yeah, it was
No.
like I said, to watch it once, it's like, oh, okay, cool. It's fun
Yeah.
to check it out. It's great to talk about like as a Christmas topic and Star Wars. It's like, oh, it sounds like it'd be fun to check out. But
Yeah.
I think once was definitely enough.
And this is like a childhood member for a lot of Gen X, right? Who-
Oh yeah, I mean, like if you were alive,
Yeah.
if you were around and old enough to remember the first Star Wars, I would guarantee like most people, because
Well, of
especially back
course.
then,
Yeah.
there's like 4 channels, 5 channels.
Yeah.
So most people probably watched
Well,
it.
let's be real. Everybody who watched the first Star Wars watched
That's
this,
what I'm
but
saying,
it was
yeah.
more so like they went in with huge high expectations. I'd just
Yeah.
be curious. Well, you said the stats show that it dropped off, which shocker. But like then there's probably
Yeah.
those like it's like the fans of anything where they have like the fandom things where it's like no matter how shitty
Yeah.
or deep dark web it goes,
Yeah.
like they're in it.
If,
Oh,
you're,
yeah,
if you're
well-
a Star Wars, like, exactly, fanboy, fandom, whatever, right? Fanatic?
Super
Yeah.
fanatic.
Super
you-
fanatic?
like you have this on tape and you
Oh
watch
yeah,
it.
you'll watch it every Christmas and you'll be like, because it was the broadest Boba Fett and
Yeah.
it had whatever, yeah, you'd find ways to make it more of a
Or
positive.
they might have just liked it.
And hey, if you did, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
it's definitely, I mean, it's a 1970s variety show.
Yeah.
Variety
I said that weird.
show.
A 1970s variety show.
Yeah.
It's just a weird, to begin with, it's a weird
Yeah.
thing to do.
Well, when you guys said variety show, I was thinking of like when they used to do like, didn't the Brady Bunch do a variety show?
The Brady Bunch did a variety
Yeah.
show.
But, like,
Cher had a variety show back in
shows
the
like
day.
that, where it's
Yeah.
like Donny Osmond variety shows.
Yeah, well-
but this was just like a weird pre-taped movie that had
Yeah.
Well,
random variety show aspect.
Because they tried to make it like a Star Wars, but with the so they tried
should
to
have
fit
just
it in
made
with
it-
the
Yeah,
technology.
they try to integrate the variety elements in like a futuristic way.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think because obviously in the 70s the variety shows were it, but they probably should have just stuck to making it like an actual just movie.
Well, they should have. They should have done one or
Something,
the other.
yeah.
Because if they did
Yeah.
a variety show, it would have been terrible. Because you would have had like Mark Hamill and them coming
Oh
out
my
and being like,
God.
"Let's
But I would have-
dance to the like."
Can you imagine an hour and a half like Wookiee family movie with no
wouldn't-
subtitles?
Yeah.
No, but wouldn't that
Oh
have
my
been
God.
more fun to see, like,
But imagine like I'm saying Mark Hamill. Imagine like Harrison Ford out there like bell bottoms dancing to like Christmas music, like a real variety show.
Well, no, he would have been dressed in his little Han Solo outfit.
No, but he
still.
had to dress more like fun and dance and
But I
sing,
just
like have
don't-
that all singing and dancing.
I feel like it was a bunch of people in one room who kind of had ideas and they couldn't really agree and they
That-
just threw them in a pot and hoped for the best.
That is
Yeah.
exactly what it seems like. It's like, let's do a space variety show. Perfect.
But no
What
real
do we need? We
concise-
need bands. We need acrobats. We need technology. We need.
yeah.
The first director of this thing quit partway through.
I
so,
can see why, yeah.
Well, because
Like-
he was like, I'm not putting my name on this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, George Lucas didn't. George Lucas's name is like nowhere on this thing, and
Yeah.
he's like
What
the god of Star Wars.
What if,
Yeah.
okay, like, what is it really going to hurt you, George Lucas? I mean, maybe at the time he thought it would, but now.
I'm sure at
like,
the time he saw this and was like,
At the time, he's like, what the hell was that?
what has happened here?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get for saying no subtitles. It
Yeah,
could have been better.
That's right.
Subtitles
he brought
could
it
have
on
helped.
himself.
It could have helped. But I don't know.
It was fun to watch. Again, if you guys have seen it, anyone listening, watching, let us know. Have you
Comment
seen it? What you
below.
thought of it?
Yeah.
Comment below. Let us know if you've seen it, if you watched it, if you're going to watch it. I mean,
If you're curious, there's it's on YouTube. It's actually
Yeah.
a decent quality of
Easy
the.
to find on YouTube.
I would say don't waste the hour and a half.
I would
but-
say, if
Yeah.
you like Star Wars, I would say give it a watch.
Well, if people like Star
just
Wars, they
just to
probably
check
seen
it out. Yeah, if you
They've
like
probably
Star
seen
Wars,
it.
I think it's worth checking out because it is this weird piece of the Star Wars fandom,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we are going to sign off by wishing you all a very Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry
And if
Christmas,
you celebrate
everybody.
Life Day,
Well,
That's
Life
right.
Day.
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day out there.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everything in between. Happy
Yes,
Hanukkah.
whatever you're celebrating, have fun, enjoy it, do it safely, and hopefully with people you care about.
That's right. But that is it for today's video. We thank you so very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
See you at the
Merry
Tree of
Christmas.
Life. Bye,
Happy
everyone.
holidays.
I'm never watching that again. Bye.